Hello. Just an update on how I went with my low-carb doctor. It was fantastic, but before I do that, I just realised that I haven't told you guys where I'm at with my breast cancer treatment. So, long story short, I was all set to go through with the radiation. They'd set me up. I'd gone in for a few appointments. They put little tattoos on you so they can get the machine where it needs to go. I had declined hormone therapy because the statistics weren't good. I mean, why put myself through it? And one of the side effects is possible hormonal symptoms. So that means lower bone density, possible joint pains. And I just thought, I don't need that now. This is not the time for me to risk my joints and then go on a roller coaster of other medications to fix it. So I said no to that, but I did say yes to the radiation, even though it wasn't as important as my brain radiation. However, so the day before I was set to start the radiation for real, I got my negative brain cancer scan back. So it was universal that I wasn't going to go through with the breast cancer radiation. So to the low carb clinic was such a good experience. I'll tell you the things he asked me, and it was brilliant. He asked me about my diet, my exercise, how much sunshine I get, just lifestyle things. And we really got down to the nitty gritty. So he was saying that with a ketogenic diet that's based on helping suppress cancer cells, it is the most extreme version of keto. Like, you have to eat 70% fat, saturated fat mostly. So butter, meat fat, tallow, lard, all that stuff that you're told to stay away from, I'm supposed to eat. And I'm also supposed to keep my protein in check, because protein can also, I won't use the right terminology, but synthesize to sugar, so cancer cells can access those. Protein is also about growth. You know, if you want to build muscle, you eat lots of protein. But cancer cells are also about growth. So it's this real tightrope with eating enough protein to keep me strong, but not eating too much. Sorry about that. That's like really loud. Not eating so much that the cancer cells use it. The key is to get my ketones up, and that's what I use my GKI app for. So the ketones, cancer cells are very bad at using ketones, and you can run on ketones. People think you need sugar and carbohydrates to run, but to use that for athletic pursuits, but you don't. And there's a lot of evidence into world-class athletes now using running on fat adapted, so running on ketones. Fat, like particularly saturated fat, makes ketones, as well as using your own fat. I don't have a lot of fat on me, so it's a different diet again. So the great thing about the low-carb doctor is he measures your waist and he weighs you, and he asks you the details of your life and what food you like to eat, and uses that to make a specific diet and lifestyle for you. And you check in regularly. So he curates your ketogenic diet, and it might change over time. So in about a month, I'm having a telehealth appointment with him just to see how I'm going. He sent me things I can look into, like ketone monitors, which is a brand new thing. So I don't know if you've heard of GKI monitors, but you'd see them often on diabetics and different people. You just pin them into your arm and they measure your blood, your GKI, so your glucose ketone index, and your blood sugar. But there's a ketone monitor specifically that just measures your ketones live. So he's recommended that as well, and that's something you would keep in for a few weeks. What else? so I went away a bit overwhelmed, obviously, and thinking about how am I going to do this. And I spoke to my husband, and he was so excited because he said, look, you're almost there, really, compared to probably a lot of other people in your situation. So this is great. And one of my greatest fears is fasting, believe it or not. Like, the most I've done is a 24-hour fast, which to most people even sounds ridiculous, but I actually did one of those on my drive home from my parents to my house, which was a good 10-hour or 8 to 10-hour drive. So I actually had my own headspace, and I could control everything, and I wasn't exercising, and I just had this real sort of bubble that I could do that in. And I ate I didn't eat butter, but I put it in my coffee, and I ate full fat cheese and cream, but that's it. So it wasn't really a fast, but it was fat. And when I got home before I ate, so I got home at 3 p.m. and I hadn't eaten since the previous evening, I did my GKI, and it was 1.6, I believe. And the doctor said, your aim, Jane, is between 1 and 2 with that GKI. I'd never gotten, I think 2 was my lowest I'd ever done. But I got 1.6. So that was a little win that really made me think, I'm not dead. I'm not like throwing up from throwing pure butter up or whatever I thought was going to happen. So I'm feeling positive again. And it is like that. It's like waves. I feel like it's just going to be like that forever, even if they say I'm cured of cancer. I don't really believe you can be cured of a brain cancer. Maybe not a lot of cancers. Maybe they can come back. So I'm using standard of care. Well, I have used it. I'm not going through any at the moment. I'm getting the regular MRIs. I'm going as low carb as I can and high fat as I can. And I'm also getting back into creative pursuits like writing my book, because I do believe that if you have a project, not a finished project, but if you have a project you're in the middle of, that it is another therapy that can help you that isn't standard of care. So the psychological side, the diet side, if I need radiation or chemo again, that's way in the background, but I want to stop that happening or delay that happening. And if it does happen, I will have dietary weapons to use around that treatment. Okay. Well, thanks for listening. If you're still listening, you deserve a medal. Sorry about all the noise. I just tried to find a place that doesn't have any, that's also pretty. There's a dog in the background. Really? How rude. And a truck. But this is where I am. I'm just like, I'll let them have the last word. See you next time.